here earlier. You see me? You see me here earlier? I'm so proud of myself. Okay, now let me make sure it's actually working. Is it working? Oh yeah, it's working. Woo! It's working. Oh, nice. Okay. So I really am here. Oh, I got here earlier. Hopefully, it's not like when everybody's having dinner or like still outside or doing something else, but it's earlier. I think that's good. And today is a crazy day because we've got so much energy coming in. Oh, hi, Tarot Gothas. Hi. Thanks for being here. I was just sitting in here, very proud of myself for being here earlier. Earlier than usual? I don't know. I don't know what I'm judging early or later on, but I'm just feeling like I'm here earlier, so I'm giving myself some praise. you know. Praise yourself whenever you can. Oh, yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for supporting my self praise and being proud that I'm here earlier. Um, Now, if I can get all of me here, like my brain and everything here, then I'd be even better. But oh man, this energy that's coming in. So I also wanted to come earlier. Come live. That just sounded really weird. Anyway, I wanted to be live earlier because today is when we have that Uranus moving into Gemini. And so about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when Uranus starts crossing that line between Taurus and Gemini to move into Gemini. So we may, I don't know if we'll still be on here, but we might. We have some long lives sometimes, so we'll see. We'll see what we get to talking about. Um, but I think it's really interesting we're gonna look at how this is impacting hip hop's birth chart. Um, so hopefully then everybody can also look at their own birth charts to be able to see where this falls in your chart and how it's potentially impacting you. And we'll use hip hop as an example. Um, there's all kinds of stuff that happened in hip hop this week, but I kind of wanted to see what you all were interested in. So we'll just hang out for a little while and then we'll get a list going here pretty soon. Oh, this is actually not first. What's first has to be our last week's number. This is 2, which was 773, I believe. Was it? All right, I gotta go check. Luckily, I have it right here. Luckily, in this way, I am organized. Oh, yep, there it is. 773 was last week's number, so we're good. So we'll do that one first, and then we'll see what everybody wants to talk about in hip hop. Hi, Josh. It's good to see ya. You got here so early. Now you can fill up the whole list yourself if you want to. Thanks for being here. Me and Tarot Gothas, we're just here chilling. I'm still am very proud of myself for being here early. And I was telling Tarot Gothis that one of the reasons why I was trying really hard to be live earlier, not just to like uh avoid Koala's potential live, because I hate missing his lives, but also this Uranus and Gemini, it starts crossing that Gemini line around 9 p.m. Eastern. And so I wanted to either be near the end of our live or almost done when this happens, because I can already feel it. It's some big time energy. And usually I get a headache when that happens. So don't want that. So what do you want to talk about? What else should we put on this list? Think about it. I'll go start talking about our vibration from last week, and then we'll add to this list. I am going to look real quick and see. I don't think I wrote down any vibrations in the 700s this week. Hi, Judy! Hi! Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. Oh, you did? Okay, great. Yeah, let's put that on. We'll put Quickie's birthday on here on the list. Hey, that is so ugly. Why? Why would you betray me in such ways, Pen? There we go. All right, so Quickie is June. Oh yeah, he is right near Kendrick Lamar. All right. Yeah, we'll talk about that one too. Good. Good detective work, Josh. Yeah, we'll look at that. Well, and we'll wait because I usually like for the person that it's about to be here. Oh, okay. Okay, good. Okay, good. Thanks for telling me that, Josh. I just saw that. So, yeah, I'll make sure to make it clear when we're going to talk about it so that you can clip the whole thing. That'd be great. Because, yeah, usually I like when people are here so that they can ask questions or like confirm or deny or, you know, something like that. We can, Judy. We're making the list. So you tell me what you want on the list. I was thinking we could talk about a couple of different things. Um, I thought it might just be interesting to look at the date, because we can look at what are the vibrations around that May 15th in hip hop in general. Um, and we already know that a lot of the things that we everybody had the good quips this week, and all of those are already on our list of vibrations that are really loud this week. So, but you let me know if there's something specific you want to talk about. Oh, okay. Oh, oh no! I don't want to scar anybody. I don't want to scar anybody. But it's just like Koala says too. Koala likes to pop into the lives to be supportive and like show when I'm live, but he doesn't really like to watch. Not because he's not supportive or he doesn't like the lives, but it spooks him out. It's spooky. He always calls it spooky, but spooky good. Which is fine. I think it's actually kind of funny because I think I'm like the least spooky person ever. But maybe that's what makes it spookier. It's like I'm the least spooky person, but then some spooky stuff comes out. Who knows? Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was thinking about that too, Judy. But we can look at it. Let's just look at the date. Let's just look at the date. Um, because there actually is some interesting astrology that's happening not on that date but around that date, which includes your birthday, I believe. I believe there's some interesting astrology happening on your birthday too. So let's look at the date. What else? What else you guys want to talk about? What else is happening in hip hop? We have, like, I saw that Damani came out with a music video. I saw that, oh, that Mama X Stay Dangerous is getting some view time, which is amazing. Got anything else? If not, we could just start, and then if something else comes up, we could just add it to our list. You let me know. It's so funny. Because it feels like there's something else, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it'll come up as we're talking about other things. Hmm. Okay. I'll leave this number 5 space open. If you think of anything, I'll get a drink of water. And then I'll talk about the vibration from last week. And we'll get going. Mm-mm-mm. Nobody knows it. Judy, is that you again? No, that's probably Josh. Josh liked them old schools, especially movies and shows. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's talk about our vibration from last week. So, as you know or may not know, every week we spin our random number wheel to get a vibration that we want to pay attention to for the week. Um, and so, oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed, Josh. And so every week we get a vibration to pay attention to. So this last week was this 773, which when we add up those digits, we get 17, which it is an 8. And so we wouldn't have seen this as a time. We could see it just as a number, um, like on receipts or paperwork or signs, license plates. Um, but also, it's the themes that usually we see more often because with these vibrations being neutral and they're holding everything that vibrates at that vibration that's positive and negative. And that's all based on our perspective because something that we think is positive from our perspective could be negative from somebody else's perspective. And we've seen that this week a lot where it's like, oh, you think that's a good thing that you're doing? Okay. But that's usually how we see these vibrations. And so the themes that are in here are taking some steps towards growth, but remembering that growth can happen in any direction. So this could be seeing things getting bigger in a good way or in a bad way. But also, growth could be things diminishing, like getting smaller, because that is growth. It's just in the opposite direction of how we usually consider growth. So it's growth, but it's growth around this vibration of 77, where 77, we talked about yesterday, is the numeric vibration of the word power and of the word wound. So it's growth around the areas of power. Now, again, this could be growth in a positive or a negative direction based on our perspective. Where is the wound getting bigger? Are we making the wound bigger? Or are we closing off the wound? We making it smaller. Same thing with power. Is our power growing, and is it growing in a way that's going to be helpful and productive for us and others? Or is our power growing in a way that's going to be harmful to us or to others? Or is it diminishing? So I think we've seen all of those kind of scenarios this week, and we've been kind of seeing them. So I'm not surprised that we would have seen them. The other thing that's coming up right now that we need to think about is this 17, especially because we've been seeing a lot of messages around 16, which is the tower, and it's the warning that the tower is going to fall. And after 16 comes 17. So this 17 is really, it's what comes after the tower has fallen. So we've been getting all of these warnings about the tower falling. And then we're getting a sneak peek of what is happening or could be happening after the tower falls, where once that tower falls, it doesn't matter if you are in the tower when it falls or you're outside of the tower when it falls, there is some action that you have to take. Either you are taking action to dig yourself out of the rubble of the tower and figuring out where you are, or you are processing, witnessing this tower falling and trying to figure out what comes next. Either way, from whatever action you take or you have to take, you always get to something new. Because when these towers fall, nothing old is left. And so we have to take action and move into something new, whether we like it or not. But also with 17, we are getting the reminder that history can repeat itself. That's this 8. This is that reap what you sow energy, that karma energy. So it's all right, this tower has fallen. We've now had to take this action to step into something new. But we have to remember that this energy is still cycling. So there's still the potential that we could rebuild what we think is a new tower, but it's actually the same thing. And then that's no good. So if we're building the same tower that is still part of the same wound, or it still uses power and defines power in the same way, then we're just starting this cycle all over again. Building up this tower, building up this foundation, building up this way of thinking, of believing, of doing things, just for it to fall again. because we didn't learn the lesson that it did not work the first time. So those are the lessons of the tower also. And we definitely are seeing where smaller towers are falling. It's like smaller ones are beginning to fall. And we see where people are trying to rebuild the old tower, where it's like, oh, if we just do it this way, well, we can just make it happen again. Well, no, because what we had will never be the same. So when that tower falls, all of it is gone. So just like with history repeating itself, it's the pattern of history that's repeating itself, not the exact events, and not the exact people or in the exact same way. Wow. Didn't expect all of that to come out, but all right. There we go. And then at the end, we will spin our wheel and get another vibration. Um, One of the things that I am working on, so I told you I already have the Patreon and the Discord for Vibrant Numerals is built. I just need to start adding things in there. But one of the things that I want to make sure to do is have a place where we can always go and find what this weekly vibration is, but also share when we see it. So I'm excited about that. That'll be one of the things that we'll have. All right. So we done talked about it. We done talked about this number. And what do we want to do next? I think, what do you think? I was thinking maybe we do Quickies numbers next. Oh. Oh, yeah. That's actually a good one. Yeah, yeah, yep. Where Drake's trying to not take the blame for his own lyrics. Yeah, absolutely. So let's look at the words Ghostwriter. Well, let's look at Ghostwriter, and then what we can do is like add words to it. So think about what words we'd want to add to it. So we could have the, we could have the, that we could add to it. We could just add an S and see how that changes the vibrations. We could also just add the word blame on there, or blaming. Yeah, this is a good one. I like this one. To blame, but also we could have blaming. Okay. If you think of any others, let me know. We'll add it to the list. But what do you think? Should we go ahead and look at Quickies vibrations and then jump into these others? Hi, King Hammer! Thanks for being here! It's so good to see you! Yes, please, make sure to hit the like button. Appreciate it. Okay, let's go ahead and look at, yeah, let's look at Quickies numbers. Come on. Trying to be fancy. Don't you see me here? Trying to be fancy? All right. Ooh, I gotta fix my setup. Every time I gotta lean over to try and copy stuff, it's messing me up. Too old for this. Okay, sorry. Sorry, Judy. Not old. Seasoned. I caught myself quick. All right, let's go over here. Okay. What? Where'd this random ass P come from? Goodbye. I wonder if I can make this bigger. Oh, yes. Yes. Look how fancy I am. Fancy. That's so funny, Josh. I'm not surprised. That's actually hilarious. So, yep, definitely came from you. That song came from you, Josh. All right, so let's look at his name first. All right, so we're going to use our little code where A equals 1 all the way to Z equals 26. And I think I'm going to write these letters out because it seems like there's something in here. So Q is 17. U is 21. I is 9. C is 3. K is 11. And Y is 25. Okay, so we've got some of these little portals in here with the ones. Oh, hi, Cousin B! Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. Okay, so I see what it is. All right, so let's add these up first. So 17 plus 21 plus 9 plus 3 plus 11 plus 25 gives us 86. Where should I put it? We'll put it here. And it's kind of funny. I like it. 86 is also the numeric vibration of vibrant. Yay! It also is the numeric vibration of the phrase a storm. A storm is a brewing. Interesting. And then what I was seeing is that if we just line these all up here, like looking like a really complicated code, then we can better see some of the portals that are being created here with the choice of letters and name. So we have this first one here where it's this energy of one. So this brand new energy or the feeling of being new and being very innovative, bringing forth this vibration of 72. 72 is a 9, but also, and I think more significantly, 72 is the numeric vibration of the name hip hop. So Quickie has not only this vibration of the name hip hop in his name, but it also is within this portal. Oh, today's Sweet Cookie's birthday? Oh, we'll have to celebrate. Ooh, tell me more, King Hammer. Tell me more about 72 in your world. But 72 is a pretty powerful number, especially in the hip hop space, because hip hop itself resonates at 72. Um, and then we have another portal sitting right next to it. Get another color because we have this one here in the center. Yes. Yes, that's what I was thinking that you were thinking about. But yes, the 72 names of God. Yes. And isn't it ironic or not? Not coincidental, but yes. Yes, exactly. Oh, thank you for sharing that, Hannah, because absolutely. So the 72 names of God and then the 72 triangles of the tetragram um, are very important and powerful symbols and the use of that 72. And so that it's not coincidental that hip hop then resonates at that same 72. Very powerful. But it's powerful in movement. So it's powerful in the way that that vibration moves because you have that 7 in there, which the action and flow. Oh, yeah. I didn't know that one. That's another good one. 72 BC was the year the Roman Colosseum started construction. I didn't know that. That's a good one. Ooh, yeah. Keep them coming, Hammer. Those are good ones. And I love that all of those things are connected then back to hip hop. And if we look at 72 and actually are breaking it down, 2 is this numeric vibration of ending division. So you have to first end division or end duality before you can get to this 7 of action. Action in vibrational flow. And by ending division and duality with taking action and flow, so the perfect combination of masculine and feminine activity, then we get to this 9 of being able to end cycles. So ending the way things are done, the way we think about things, ending a behavior, ending any of these 8s, like this karmic energy coming back around. Oh, yeah. Good, 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 good. Love it. I'm going to wait for more 72s. But while I'm doing that, we'll look at this second portal here, where we have this second portal that is bringing forth this 93. So we have another 9 vibration here. And 93 is the numeric vibration of the name of the planet Saturn. And Saturn is all about responsibility and karma. And so it's interesting to have this 72 that's wanting to get to a place where it's ending these cycles of karma with this Saturn vibration that is representative of the karma and the responsibility that needs to be taken. So for those of you that know Quickie better than I do, these 2 vibrations probably resonate pretty strongly for him, where it's the taking of responsibility and recognizing karma within the hip hop space. And I just saw this. This leaves us with this 125 here at the end, which we just talked about also yesterday. And this is the numeric vibration of the word spiritual. So this taking of responsibility in the hip hop space is done in a spiritual way. So then that means it's not coincidental that quickie adds up to 86, which is the same as vibrant. I don't have these portals in vibrant in the same way, but it is this same vibration, this same vibrational movement. That's very cool, and that's just his name. So wow. All right, so let's uh yes. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly why, because whenever this need to take responsibility um is coming to the surface within a hip hop space, and it's in a spiritual way, especially, he's going to feel it much more strongly than anybody else, because he has these vibrations that are just resonating in his name. Yeah, that okay. I'm going to write up here so that I don't forget, but I we can come back and we can look at how his vibrations resonate with watch the party die, because there's probably also other reasons why that resonates so strongly for him. All right, so let's look at his life path number. So, for anybody that hasn't seen me do this before, your life path number is based on your entire birthday. Um, when you look up your life path number, and really anywhere else you go, they're going to give you just the single digit number unless you have like a master number like an 11, a 22, a 33. I don't even think they really talk a lot about 44 or 55. Um, but they mostly talk about that single digit number. That single digit number that we get in our life path number, that's our contribution to the vibrational world. It's what we contribute out into the world. It's part of what our soul purpose is. So if we think about like our life purpose, I don't know why this is coming out right now. I guess Quickie needs to hear it. But our life purpose is what we are doing um, while we are in this body, what we're contributing to the whole while we're in this life form. Your soul purpose is all vibrational, and it's all about what is your vibrational contribution to the larger vibrational tapestry, because everything is energy, and all energy is made of vibration, and all vibration is woven together with each other. So whatever vibrations we are contributing, that's where we can feel the ripples out to other people who are energy and vibrations, and to other spaces, to cultures, to groups, all the way out to like countries in the world. So everything that has a vibration, which is everything and everybody, has a vibrational contribution to this whole tapestry, and is contributing to how that tapestry is moving and vibrating together. So, if we have two vibrations that are vibrating opposite, they can really rub them each other the wrong way, but everybody else sees it as neutral or doesn't see it at all. Whereas if there's a large number of people that are sending out this same vibration in unison. This is why, like, protest chants, but also like these songs that hip hop and these lyrics that hip hop regularly produces with multiple people saying them together. So, like when you have a stadium show and everybody is singing those lyrics and saying those lyrics together, that's everybody creating those same vibrations and sending those big, huge vibrational waves out into this vibrational tapestry. That's how it can impact the world because we're sending out a tsunami of vibration. Okay. So the single digit number is like your vibrational contribution, but the two-digit number is what the path is to get you there. What are the lessons that you need to learn? Um, what are the things that you need to be aware of about yourself and how you impact others to be able to contribute vibrationally? So we just talked about 17 because that was our vibration of the week. Because of why not? Of course it was. Of course, Quiggy was born on the 17th day after we talked about number 17. So he'll probably need to look at some of that discussion of 17 that came right before this also. But how we get to those two different life path numbers, first we add up the year. So we take the year of birth and we add up the single digits. And so 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 3 is 22. And while I was doing that calculation, something else came up. So it's important to recognize, because this is many of you that are coming to the lives and are watching these lives that were born in the 1990s. You 1990s babies, where you have this 99 in here. 99 is the numeric vibration of the word ascension. So you are more sensitive to the need to build up to this ascension, like make the vibration higher. You are more sensitive to when there are low vibrational people or things around you, or when you are slipping into a space of low vibration. Also, 99 is the numeric vibration of judgment. So, all of you that are born in the 1990s, you have to be very careful about how you are wielding your judgment. Is it righteous judgment? Is it judgment that is going to help the greater good? Or is it not? And no, I don't all the time consider being petty judgment. Sometimes that's just good for a laugh, and which is good for us. But this is judgment in the realest sense of the word, of like how you are enacting judgment on other people. Okay, so then once we have the year number, we can add the day and the month. So if we do 6 plus 17 plus 22. Oh no! Oh no! He's gonna be freaked out. He's never gonna talk to me ever again. Because, you know, how yesterday we talked about 45? Well, 45 is Quickie's life path number. So, yeah. Okay. That happened. It wasn't me, it was the universe. Blame the universe. So Quickie's life path number is 45. Single digit is a 9. So that's also why these nines, so this 9 that produces from 72, also these two nines in the year resonate so much more strongly probably for him than other people. And so this 9 means that we're gonna, yeah, no, it's super positive. But you know, when it just be happening that way, it's a little bit freaky. It's a little bit scary, a little spoopy. Oh, I said spoopy instead of spooky. That's funny. That's how I used to say spooky to my kids for Halloween because I didn't want them to get scared. We'd say spoopy. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this means that his ultimate contribution, his vibrational contribution to the world and to all the people he encounters, whether it's a 2-second encounter or a lifetime encounter, um, is to end these cycles. So his vibration is meant to help to show others where um where there might be these consistent patterns that really are not good for us. So these consistent patterns of the way we think, the way we do things, he can recognize those very clearly and actually help to end those cycles. He's supposed to be part of this vibrational force of 9 that is helping to end old ways of doing things and elevate new ways of doing things. So that's the single light path number. But then we can look at this 45 and it'll tell us how he can get to this 9. So how does or like what is the steps that need to be taken so that he can get to this 9, so that he is contributing this ending of cycles. The first thing is to understand change, because this 5 is all about change. Change is really hard for people. Quickie probably is one of the people that where change is difficult, but he's had to encounter change so often in his life that he's kind of used to it. He knows how to roll with it. He knows what to do when change is coming or when it hits unexpectedly. And so the first step is to fully understand what change is. What does it mean to change? And remembering that this is, again, a neutral vibration. So this change can be perceived as positive or negative. And he needs to understand all of that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Change is difficult. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So any of those earth signs have the hardest time with change. Yeah, where earth signs and it doesn't matter if it's like your sun, moon, rising, or where it is in your chart. It's the earth signs that have the hardest time changing because they're the solid foundation vibration. But Quickie here is like being given lessons in life at both a life level and a soul level that helps him to understand what change is. And by understanding what change is, he then is able to um, examine, build, and break down foundations. But this also is like stability. And so this very much feels like when you have a 4 in here, and this is the same, I think, for you, Judy, with your life path number. But when you have the 4, especially in this second position, you're seen more and your vibration feels more like a cornerstone, like a place of stability, like like providing stability. But with this 4, it means that you are having to understand how these foundations are built. So, with this coupling of 4 and 5 together, it's understanding how this change is either building or breaking down these foundations. And foundations are like anything that you stand on. So it's like your moral code. It's what your beliefs and your ideals that you base your actions on. And this is where that stability can be felt, because when you have this 4 in your 2-digit life path number, you have to really understand what stability is. What does it mean to be stable? What does instability even look like? And because you know that so well, that's why you're able to provide it for people. But also, if somebody crosses you, it's not hard for you to make them feel a little bit unstable in lots of different ways. Unstable mentally, emotionally, physically, like all of that can happen too. You can catch that also. Because there's lots of ways of bringing change and ending these cycles. And sometimes you just gotta break it down. Just tear the whole thing down. Uh, and so by understanding change and stability and how change contributes to the building of foundations, but also the breaking down of foundations, that's how Quickie is able to get to this place where he is contributing the ending of cycles. So if he's breaking down these foundations through change, this is how he's breaking these cycles. So if he's making a change in how he thinks or how people around him think, that's breaking down the foundations that can be built on. This is really interesting, because it feels very much yeah, like a quiet storm. So like up here where 86 is a storm, this is like a quiet storm. This is quiet storm energy. Like you don't see it coming. Like it's always hovering there, and when it's needed, there you go. Got you. Let me see. Ah, okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yep, Josh, that's exactly it. That's exactly what it is that he understands this change and stability so well. And these cycles, he has to understand what these cycles are to be able to end them. And sometimes ending a cycle is stopping that train of thought and completely shifting it over. great. Well, at least now I know. Oh gosh, of course it's going to. All right, so let's do this last piece where we look at the name and the life path number together. Yeah, no, Josh, you're right. That is not quiet. So 86 for the name Quickie, and then 45 for the life path number. And if we add these together, so 86 plus 45, we get 131. So here we have another 5 where, so this energy of change, really being focused on change, bringing change, contributing to change, is a really big deal, and is really important. But also, we have here one of these portals. So you saw above when we were looking at his name how we had all of these portals and it was with the ones. And so here again, we have these portals with these one energy where this new energy is spinning around and it's bringing forth this 3 of growth. So when he's using his life path lessons of this 45 to 9, what he's learned from his life lessons, and letting that come through this name, that's what he's doing. He's bringing in these new ideas, these new ways of seeing things, these new ways of thinking that are allowing people to grow, remembering that growth can happen in any direction. So this could be stopping people in their tracks also, so they could stop growing in the wrong direction. Yes, Josh, you got it. Portal of growth. Absolutely. Hi, Alex. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. Okay, yeah, I remember I wanted to look at this real quick too. Wow, Quiggy got a long reading. Not everybody gets a long reading like that. I'm kind of jealous. I don't know why I'm jealous. I give myself readings all the time. Actually, I ignore my readings. When I get messages for myself, I usually ignore them because I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I know, terrible. All right, so let's see. So the word watch is 55. So there we got the fives again. So that's why that 5 is resonating very strongly there. And then let's look at, oh, come on. Look at my tech is messing up because I was being rude and saying I didn't want to listen to the messages. I'm sorry. I apologize. And then the party is 113. And then die is 18. So if we add those together, 55 plus 113 plus 18. Oh, well, that makes sense. We add these up and we get 186. And remember, 86 is Quickie. And 100 is like the word honoring. So honoring himself. So that's why this is resonating so strongly with him. We don't even have to add his life path number or his name on here because it's honoring. It's also personal. And also 100 is hip hop is. So hip hop is Quickie, or Quickie is hip hop, is why that resonates so strongly with him. That's cool. uh, that's a good one. All right. So thanks for bringing that, Josh. Let's go back and look at our list. Wait, that's not our list. Here's our list. All right. So that was a good reading for Quickie. If there are any questions or any follow up, Josh, you're welcome to bring those to me. I don't want to cross it out. It looks weird. I don't like crossing out people's names and numbers. We'll circle it better. Okay. So, oh yeah, you're very welcome. Good. I'm glad. Let's look real because we've been looking at this Uranus and Gemini. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that this is starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. So it's coming up here in a couple of hours where it'll start moving into that Gemini space. You may or may not feel that energy. But it'll be important to recognize that is happening. Also, let's be reminded that this Uranus in Gemini phrase equals 174. This is where that 174 has been coming up a lot. And I wanted to make sure, where is it? Oh yeah. So one that I don't know that we've talked about, but came up again today because of Koala's video that he put out earlier today, is a prophetic koala is 174. So this means that the prophetic abilities and natures of our dear koality can be enhancing at this time. So we might need to pay a little bit closer attention. I mean, it's hard not to pay attention to them. But some of the things, even like the jokes, could be coming through pretty prophetically. And again, it's not ironic that he was just talking today about the prophetic nature of some of the messages that are coming through and some of the things that are being said right now. So, not a coincidence. The other one that I don't think we've seen is, let's see. Oh, Culture United, where we talked about that this week. And Glasses Malone's response to Culture United, or on Culture United, that is a 174. That's bringing in, so remember that Uranus is this energy of unexpected change and revolution. And Gemini is all about communication. So it's the communication of advocacy and a revolution. So we've had that here again also. Let's see. We also have had smaller conversations in the hip hop space, but about the youth, where a lot of what's trying to be rallied, and this came up actually in that Mama X Stay Dangerous video and song. about empowering the youth, because when we look through history, when we look at these revolutions, it's not seasoned people that are going out and um battling in these revolutions. It's the youth. That's also part of what Glasses Malone was saying, is that, like, not just the youth that supports Drake, but youth, period. You're supposed to be at the forefront of these revolutions that are happening. Stand up, take your position. If you want these older generations, these generations that came before you and set the foundation for you, to take our place in support and in being a foundation for your work, step up to do the work. So that was an interesting conversation this week as well. The other ones that came up this week were the false prophet, which we've talked about already, but it came up again this week. And I think that's also important to recognize with this first one. And I think the last one that we haven't really talked about, but is true, is 174 is the numeric vibration of the phrase Iceman blackout karma. So this vibration of 174 is bringing this reminder that if you are dedicated to blacking out and not supporting this Iceman album for whatever reason you are choosing to do so, that's part of this karmic cycle. So making sure that you are reminded of that stand by what you said. And luckily we have Flex, who's already said he would take the bite the bullet and take one for the team and give us all the information we needed without us having to break our commitment to Iceman Blackout. Yep. Karma. And remember that phrase, karma is a bee, is the same, resonates the same as saying thank you. So, let me see. Yes. Yes, absolutely, Judy. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I like this one too. So I wanted to make sure to share that with you. Oh, we should talk about this one too. So the other phrase that is coming up a lot, not as well, yeah, in the hip hop space, but also a lot outside of the hip hop space, is this whole plan to divide blackness. Because in division, and we see that this 11-2 keeps coming up, that we're supposed to be recognizing where divide has been caused, where polarization has been caused, and end the divide. And there is a big push for, in these spaces that are dominated by blackness, for those divisions to happen because it's too powerful. And one of the ways that they're doing this, so this phrase to divide is 88, which is another one of those 16s. Like, here's the tower again, giving the warning of the fall. But also that resonates at this 88 is the phrase to deceive. So when you are causing division, you are also causing, or you could do that through deceiving. So when you're deceiving somebody purposefully, you're causing a divide. Oh, hi. Hi, Lainey. Thanks for being here. It's so good to see you. Thank you for coming back. So both of these phrases also resonate at that 174, which is directly related to that Uranus and Gemini, which is happening right now. So we've already seen where Saturn and Neptune moving into Aries has begun to pull away this illusion, pulling the curtain off, pulling the mask off of this illusion that's happening, and now allowing this energy of revolution from Uranus to come into the space. So I thought you could let me know if this sounds interesting to you. We can look at how this Uranus and Gemini is impacting hip hop in its astrological chart. And that would help you be able to know how you can look at your own chart. Would that be something you want to do? Yes? No? Let me know. Because I have that ready if we want to look at it. Could use hip hop as an example. I also have the hip hop charts for May 15th, so we can look at the chart there too. Okay. Okay. Let me see what I got. All right. So let's. All right, we'll do it. Just do it, do it, do it. And I'm here, and I'm there. That was your fault, lady. Oh, that was funny. All right, so I think first. I think first we should look at let me see if I have it here. Yes. Okay. So let's look first at hip hop's birth chart. So then I can show you where to find the area of life that's impacted by this Uranus and Gemini. So move on down the road. Just move on down the road. All right. Whoa! You made yourself so big. You just needed to be really big and important. That's too big. Oh, be difficult. All right, let me get some water. Then we'll start. So, you can look at this while I drink some water. Oh, it's because here, lady, we use our 2-digit life path numbers. So typically, when you look up your life path number, it just gives you one digit, but that really doesn't give you the information that you need. So what we need is to be using your two digit life path number. So like you can add those 2 digits up to get the single life path number, but really we should be using our 2 digit life path number to be able to look at what our true life path is. So you have two life path numbers. You have the single digit and you have the double digit. So we could actually do hip hop's life path number right here, real quick. So if we add up, this is fine, the digits of the year, this is 20. And then we can add 11 and 8 here. So typically what numerology would do is they would reduce the 11 to a 2 and they would reduce the 20 to a 2 to give you a single digit life path number. But what happens when you do that is you lose information. You lose information about your core vibrations and how to actually use them. So it's kind of the same as like if we only look at our sun sign in our astrology. And that's why like our horoscopes, sometimes they're right, but sometimes they're not. Some of it fits and some of it doesn't. It's because we're using a single vibration. Same thing if we're only using our single life path number. It's too broad. They do that to us on purpose so that they can be more accurate in their broadness, but that doesn't actually help us because we're supposed to be using our life path number on our life path and to contribute to the world. And so it's important to get your 2 digit life path number and use that in your vibrational work. So if we add up this 8, 11, and 20, we get 39, which then when we add this up, we get 12. And then when we add that up, we get 3. So hip hop's single digit life path number is 3. It's meant to contribute to the growth of the world, but it's contributing to that growth by changing perspectives, which is the 12, ending cycles to help that growth happen, which is the 39. So let's see. We could do yours real quick. So your life path number, I thought so. I thought I remembered it, but I needed to do it again, is 34. So your life path number is 34 that goes to a 7. Yeah, no, you got it, Josh. Yeah, you got it. You got it. So if you really want to know how your vibration is working out in the world, how it's impacting others and how others are impacting you, you should use your 2 digit life path number. So what you can do is you can take like your 2 digit life path number of like 34 and add it to hip hop's life path number of 39, and that'll tell you a lot of information about the relationship you have with hip hop. Okay, let me know if you have any other questions. Let's look here. So everybody should have their birth chart. If you don't, just go on to Google and put in birth chart calculator or birth chart. I like AstroSeek. Oh, you're welcome. I like AstroSeek is what I like to use. Um, but you just go there, you put in your name, not your name, your whole birthday with the location of where you were born and the time you were born. Now, the location and the time do matter. These are really fine tuned calculations of looking at where the planets and everything that's included on your astrological chart, where they were placed exactly for the location where you were born and for the time that you were born. Typically, also, for those of us that were born in a hospital and we're getting the time of birth from our birth certificate, you usually have to subtract 3 to 5 minutes to get it more accurate. Because typically they don't record it and look at it right away. And so you want to make sure that you are putting the most accurate information you can in there. Now, there are people that were like born in some random place, like on the side of the road. You always pick the closest town or city, or you can look up the coordinates. So you can put in the address of where you were born and get the coordinates, and that you want to put into your birth chart. Also, if you're not sure of the time is what tells us your rising. So your rising sign, where your rising sign is what you're putting out to the world. It's like the first thing that people see about you, the first thing that they think about you. And so like hip hop rising sign is Pisces, but it's Pisces because the time I put in was 9 p.m. Eastern, because hip hop was born at a back to school jam that started at 9 p.m. The flyer we looked at, it started at 9 p.m. And so if you don't know your time, what you would do is you would think about, what are you putting out into the world? What is the first really thing that people see about you? And like for hip hop to a lot of people feels very much imaginative, which is Pisces. It also can feel spiritual, which is Pisces. But it also, people can underestimate hip hop and think that it's like a space cadet and doesn't know what's going on because of this Pisces. Okay, Judy. Thank you. So you want to look at your rising when you're putting that in. All right. So when you have your birth chart, so for this Uranus in Gemini, when you want to see where it is impacting you in your chart, you are going to look at the signs. So, oh, this is still too big. Oh, well. Let me move it down a little bit. Well, let's move it up a little bit. There. Okay. So for Uranus in Gemini, where this is what's occurring right now, you always want to look at the sign. So we're looking at Gemini, not the planet. And you want to look at, where is that sign? So for hip hop, Gemini is right here, where it is the third and the fourth house. This gives you the area of life. It's giving you the area of life that it's impacting you. Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question, Lainey. So they're both accurate. They're all accurate. So really, the way that you think about it is that however you get your astrological chart, however you get your numerology, it's all of these layers together. They all are giving you a little piece of information about the vibration, because all of these ways of astrology and numerology, and we're using all of them to get vibrational information. And so it's not that one is more real than the other. It's whatever resonates with you most. So, whichever one you are able to get the information you need for your life, because the whole point of all of this is to be able to apply these things to our life. And so then you use them. And if both of them do, then you use both. Like for me, the astrology, the gematria, where it's turning the words and the letters and the numbers or into numbers and vibrations, and the numerology is what resonates strongly with me. So I use all three. I use all three as pieces of evidence. And we're coming into a time now where we must elevate our use of vibration. So just looking at one, like just looking at your sun sign, is not going to cut it anymore. Just looking at one vibrational piece of information is not going to give you enough information of how you should be moving through life and learning your lessons and contributing vibrationally to the world. Yeah, I would use all of them. Yeah, the divine triangle is what that's called, with the square. And so I actually have what I use for myself, and what I'll eventually start teaching. We'll get to the point where I can teach some of these bigger, more advanced things for you all. Put some courses together. Is how to overlap your astrology with that divine triangle of numerology. Because there's specific astrological events that happen at key points on that divine triangle from numerology, and you should be using them both together. I've been told that. I have been told that I need to make an app and have all of this go in there together. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of things I need to do. There's a lot of things I need to do, but it takes time and it takes money. So, anybody out there that knows how to make apps that would like to work with me, let me know, because we can definitely do it. Okay, so back to this. So, with Uranus and Gemini, you want to look at what house is Gemini. Because this is the area of life. So the house is the area of life. The house is this little number that's right here. So if we look at this box that's Gemini, we see that it is in both the 3 and the 4. So we need both. The third house, or this transit, is impacting both the third and the fourth house of hip hop. The third house is ruled by Gemini. So as Uranus is moving into Gemini, hip hop all its Gemini energy, all of, because we see a lot of rappers, a lot of hip hop artists, a lot of people in hip hop have a Gemini sun, that way of thinking. They're getting a big, huge boost of energy. But it's this change and revolution energy from Uranus, an unexpected change. So we can expect some unexpected changes to be happening around how hip hop is communicating. Because that's this third house. But also, this fourth house is all about home. So it's not just the communication outward, but it's the communication within the hip hop space. So changing the narrative, which is communication, unexpectedly changing the narrative and changing how hip hop is spoken about in at home, with family, within the culture, within the community. So it's the house that will tell you what area of life you should expect this unexpected change and revolution energy of Uranus to come in. And it'll be in that space for 7 years. So this gets back to us using that energy intentionally. So if we know what area of life this is coming in, now we can be more intentional of how we are contributing to this change and to this revolution. Yes. 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 Exactly. Exactly, Lainey. I haven't looked at it. I haven't looked at the other chart for hip hop. So this is interesting, especially because, like we've already talked about, um, and that Lainey just brought up, where we have this divine triangle. I'm not gonna draw the whole thing out because we've talked about it so many times. But for hip hop is in this power square. And it is currently like about here. Um, where, let's see, it is currently 52 years old. It'll turn 53 this year, and it'll be at 2027 when it turns 54, is when it'll move into this wisdom where it's building legacy. So what's happening right now? So right here, so for the next 7 years, so from here in 2026, all the way to what? About here in 2033 is where this Uranus and Gemini is taking place. And you look and you see that it's happening during this transition. So this revolution of words and communication that hip hop is experiencing and will be experiencing even more starting today all the way to 2033 is what's helping to fuel and push into this wisdom space. So this again is a lot of what we're feeling when we feel like there's some major shifts that are happening, but especially in hip hop, that hip hop is making this shift. There's like a revolution happening. This is what it is. It's not only moving here, but it's also what is being experienced from the universe as a whole. Yeah, no, that's a. I like that you asked that because we can go and we can look at that another time. I'll pull it up and we can look at it. So hip hop is moving into this space of revolution of words. And let's even look at what that phrase when we add it up. So, if we look at this phrase that just came out, revolution of words is what hip hop is expected to experience with this Uranus and Gemini. Um, words. Let's see. So if we're using our code of A equals 1 all the way to Z equals 26, I need a different color. Here we go. Words is 79. Where 79 is the numeric vibration of the word mother. So there's that feminine energy that's coming into the space. And then if we add of words, so it's what's coming from the words, this is 100. Where this is a double dose of this God, universe, higher power energy that is pushing forward and enhancing all that is new. So the shift really is pushing for this new energy, this new way of thinking, this new way of doing things. But also 100 is the phrase hip hop is, which would mean that this whole phrase also would be the same for hip hop is revolution. Hmm. Then, if we look at revolution, we know revolution, well, we've talked about it, is 151, which is the same numeric vibration of Uranus Gemini. So these two names together equals 151, and Uranus is the planet of revolution and revolt. So then all together, this gives us 251. Which goes to an 8. So hip hop is revolution is also 251, which goes to an 8. So it's this new energy that's coming in, it's bringing change. So it's new energy coming in, bringing change. And this change is ending divisions and bringing around this reap what you sow or karma energy. So, okay. Hip hop is revolution. is what this Uranus and Gemini is bringing into the hip hop space. And this is for the 7 years. So this phrasing is what is fueling this transition out of power, where power is the testing of identity. Testing of identity. But in that testing of who is hip hop, it's building up that identity. It's giving that identity strength. So then when it moves into wisdom, I don't know why you did that. That was just rude. When it moves into wisdom, now it's building a legacy. It's building a legacy identity. So right now, where we see all of these conversations about being authentic, the authenticity of people and artists in the hip hop space, the authenticity of hip hop, that's why. Because building a legacy off of something that is inauthentic is like building a tower on a faulty foundation. You're just asking for it to fall. Okay. And so then what is coming up is this word authenticity. Where authenticity, when we use our little code of A equals 1 all the way to Z equals 26, authenticity adds up to 155, which is an 11 that goes to a 2. So it's part of this story of ending division. First, recognizing where there is division, because this 11 is the division. It's seeing the two sides. It's seeing where the division is. Going into this 2 where you're ending the division. But it's not just ending any division, because this 55 is, I'm going to use a different color. This 55 is the vibration of the word karmic. So it's not just change. It's not just 5 here. This is karmic change. So it's karmic energy. It's energy coming back around that is being recognized as creating this division. And this is where the division needs to end. We've seen this 155 before, and I actually didn't know why, but I wrote down a whole bunch of 155 words and phrases this morning. Didn't know it was going to come out here, but that's what it is. Yeah. Yes, Lainey, we have that on our list. We're going to look at it. We're going to look at that date. We're going to look at that date, especially for hip hop. But this authenticity, we have seen it when we first encountered this authenticity or this vibration of 155. It was for the discussion of poetic justice, in that poetic justice theory. And I do have a video on that if you wanted to go back and look at it. But that whole video is all made up of only words and phrases that vibrate at 155. This 155 this week. So I think these are only for Yeah, these are only for April. Um, so 155 is the numeric vibration of the phrase hip hop wisdom. So, where we are feeling like in this hip hop space, this authenticity is so much more important. It is because that is what is needed to be able to move into this place of wisdom where legacy can be built. True legacy should not be built on anything but wisdom. And so, this 155 is reminding us again that authenticity is the wisdom of hip hop. The other phrase that has come up um, a lot this week, but also in previous weeks, and this will probably freak out Flex again because he's one of the people that said it, but this phrase of raised by hip hop also resonates at this 155. Also, the last one I think I'll include is this phrase within hip hop, where there's been lots of talk about within hip hop. And we saw with that Gemini in the fourth house, where it's that energy that's coming in starting today and for the next 7 years is going to be concentrated in the area of communication, but also in the area of home. So within hip hop. And this authenticity is greatly important. The other word that I think we have to include here with authenticity that also resonates at this 155 is accountability. Because a lot of the what we're seeing as inauthentic, not just in the hip hop space, but especially in the hip hop space, is around not taking accountability. Not just own it. Just own it. And when you don't own it, now you look inauthentic. And this is a lot in these different conversations. Okay. There'll be more to come. We'll need to talk about this 155 more. Um, I may need to do a follow up to that poetic justice video and add in all of these new words and phrases that are resonating at 155. Okay, I'm gonna get some water and catch up in the chat, and you let me know what your questions are. What questions do you have? Oh, I completely agree with you that um we'll look at May 15th because it actually has some interesting things happening on that day. But we'll talk about it. It's like a opposite like a mirror image thing happening, which is weird. Oh yeah, I actually have an old post on hip hop is a sport. And we'll do it real quick. Let me see. What else do we have on our list? Where is my list? Oh, here it is. Okay, so we talked about Uranus and Gemini. All right, so what we'll do. Let's add hip hop is a sport. We'll add it here after Ghost Rider. Because we could do those together because they're gonna be similar. You're gonna have to wait. It's a good one. It's a good one. But we'll talk about it here. So we'll talk about it today. So let's go ahead and look at this May 15th vibration. So this will be a good opportunity for me to show you, because here I try very much, and I would hope that you would tell me if I'm not, to put all of these things in a way where you're actually able to use the information. So you're able to use the vibrations, you're able to understand what you are experiencing in your own life, and how these vibrations are contributing, and how you can really work with that. So, let me get some water. And we'll get started. Oh, sorry, I just saw that Koala has my merch shirt on today. So make sure to look at it. It looks great. He's going to be prophesying in that shirt. That's great. I love that. All right, so let me make a comment on here, and then we'll get to May 15th. Boop, boop, boop. All right. Okay. I can't hear what he's saying. So if he says anything about what I said, you're going to have to tell me. I just wanted to go over here real quick and make sure I liked and supported what he was doing, because I keep missing them. And just saw that he had the merch on. So, all right, let me close this, because it'll mess up my calculator. It'll mess up my calculator. Okay, there we go. Okay, ready. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You already got some stuff. All right. Here we go. So, May 15th, 2026 has some very interesting things going on. So, one of the first things is whenever you are looking at a particular date, you still want to add it up just like you do your life path numbers. So we would add up the digits of the year first. So 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 gives us 10. Then add the day and the month. Now, the first thing you should see is that's a lot of fives. Five is change. When you have all of these fives together, it's like this is some big time, like major change that is coming into the space. So we have 5 here, then 15 is 3 fives, and then 10 is 2 fives. So this is like a lot of 5 energy, a lot of change, a lot of change on this day. And then we add this up, we get to 30. Now 30 is the numerical vibration of the word peace, but because every vibration is neutral and it encompasses everything that we are meant or that we could perceive about that vibration, 30 is also the vibration of fear. So on this day, it is resonating peace. It is also resonating fear. And based on your perspective, you're either getting one or the other or both. Also, this goes to a 3 of growth, which we've seen a lot today, actually. But here it's an enhanced level of growth because the 0 is God, universe, higher power energy that is promoting and pushing for the growth. So the universe, God, higher power is pushing for growth to happen. But the growth has to happen from all of this change. There's a lot of change that needs to be happening to come into this space. Now, what this change will look like, who knows? Because it's going to look a lot of different ways from a lot of different people. Also, 15 is the numeric vibration of the tarot card, the Devil. And it's all about making a choice between bondage and freedom. So are you going to put yourself in further bondage by your choice? Or are you going to make a choice that is going to free you? Again, it's all based on your perspective, where you could think that you are making a choice that is opening you up and bringing you freedom, when in fact it is putting you in a place of bondage. And this 15 comes right before that 16, where the 16 is the Tower. So you're making this choice of, are you staying in the Tower? Are you going to continue to do the same things that you've been doing? Or are you going to make a change that can open you up to a new set of freedom outside of the Tower? And this is the question about this album that is coming out. Is it going to be more of the same? Or is it going to really be a change? And I think because we've seen that the behavior hasn't changed, the blaming and not taking responsibility has not changed, that we wouldn't expect to see any big changes. And so then that could be what causes the Tower to fall. I don't know. We will see. The other thing that I found very interesting about this date is that I've seen pretty consistently with not just Kendrick Lamar and not just PG Lang, but with TDE and PG Lang, it's like they've got multiple astrologers, numerologists on staff, because when they bring out any of their music, when they do any of their promotions, it strongly resonates with what we're seeing within the vibrations of the astrology and also the numerology. When you look at the pattern of when Lawbury has, I called him Lawbury, has brought out other albums and done stuff, it's not aligned with the astrology at all. But this date is. So I don't know what that means. Was he reading the book of like how to be more like Kendrick for Dummies? And or is he trying to mimic what has brought TDE and Kendrick Lamar success? I don't know, but I just thought it was very interesting because I haven't seen him do that before. Where on May 14th, so the day before, there is a Mercury Kesimi. A Mercury Kesimi, well, any Kesimi means that the sun is putting a huge spotlight on that planet. So this is a sun conjunction. So the sun is making it really bright. So if you think about it, it's similar to like new moon energy, where the sun is making the moon energy fertile ground. Same kind of thing here. We've seen Kendrick Lamar actually put out albums and music, and even some of the snippets and hints and videos around these Mercury Kesimis. Because we usually get like 2 or 3 a year. So that is interesting. Also, that it's a Mercury Kesimi, where Mercury is the planet of communication, and it rules the sign of Gemini. It also rules Virgo. But Gemini is the one that we see it very strongly for within the hip hop space. So this is one of the astrological aspects that we've seen TDE and Kendrick Lamar use quite readily. The other one comes the day, I think it's the day after. So it's either 1 or 2 days after. Let me see if I can look. I write so much. This journal, I've almost filled up a whole journal just since April 7th. So good luck finding anything in here. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try and see so I can give you the exact dates. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, maybe it's here. I have some things marked. Nope. Okay, I think it's the 16th or the 17th. I think it's the day after, but it might be the 17th. So we'll put May 16th, 17th. there's a new moon, and with every new moon, um, it starts a new 2.5 year growth cycle. So Kendrick Lamar actually, I don't know if he does this on purpose or not, but he uses these new moons very efficiently. Like, he'll have music and albums and stuff that come out um right before any of these new moons and right around these Mercury Kesemes. So that energy is like propelling forward. You saw that a lot actually with this GNX album, and what was happening where GNX album came out, then it was announcement of the tour, then there was the Super Bowl, and it wasn't just those events that were propelling it forward, but it was actually all aligned with um, these astrological events. It's actually pretty amazing if you look at it. That's why some of it I say, oh, they could have astrologers on staff, and but some of this you can't plan. Some of this you can't plan. It's God, it's the universe, and just listening and being in that universal flow. So it's interesting in picking this May 15th date that it's falling right in this sweet spot where we're usually will see um Kendrick Lamar, TDE, PG Lang doing something. I also thought it was kind of weird, and I haven't really heard anybody talking about it, so I don't know, maybe it's not. But I think it's kind of weird how um this, I don't even like saying the name of the album because I actually think it's really disrespectful because of everything that's been happening in the United States um around that organization. I don't even like saying it, but I think it's really interesting that this May 15th is chosen when we've heard the rumblings that PG Lang is doing something with the World Cup. The World Cup starts in June. So if they're doing something already planned in June where they're going to be like contributing to the World Cup in some way, I don't know why he would want to put his album out the month before. I don't know what the strategy is in that. But I don't know. What do I know? Maybe it's not a big deal. But right the next month is when we have the World Cup in June. The last thing that is pretty interesting to think about in this date is there's a wondering from me why, like, even with these pretty significant astrological events, um there's an even bigger astrological event that's happening in May that n- not fully taking advantage of. So May is does have a blue moon. A blue moon is when you have two full moons in 1 month. These are rare. They don't happen very often. They only happen usually like every 2 to 3 years. And so it's interesting that, well, and I guess the 15th is like right in between them. So maybe there's that. That's the trying to take advantage of the blue moon. But the blue moon, we have a full moon on May 1st. And then we have another full moon on May 30th and 31st. But the full moons, um, so where the new moon is where you can set goals and intentions, um, the full moon puts a spotlight on things. Oh, hi, TFM. It's so good to see you. Thanks for being here. So the full moon puts spotlights on things. And so if you wanted there to be a spotlight on what you were doing, um, this blue moon is actually a really big time to be able to have that happen. So I don't know. What do you think? Like, there's a lot of interesting energy that's going on here. Um, but I don't know. The other thing that relates back to Lainey's question is the name of the album itself. So the name of the album, when we use our little code of A equals 1 all the way to Z equals 26, this equals 45, which again is a whole bunch of freaking fives. Because this is like, what, 9 fives? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have May 15th, 2026, which is 5. 15 is 3 fives. And then this is 10, which is 2 more 5s. Look at all these freaking fives. I don't. Well, and it's like, it could be a good thing if you wanted to invoke the change, if you really thought you were bringing the change, I guess. But I don't know. It's weird. And it feels weird. It feels weird. Like, when usually when I look at vibrations, I can see the story that's behind it and why these choices were made vibrationally. This is one of the times where it's like, no, like, there's no thought behind it. There's no thought behind it. Or the thought behind it is not in vibrational flow, and that's why I can't see it. Because when I'm looking at these vibrations, I'm following the vibrational flow. It's like I grab this vibrational thread and I pull it to be able to read what's happening in that vibrational flow. So this is very much out of vibrational flow. Also, if we take, so we saw already that this date adds up to 30. But if we take the 45 plus the 30, we get 75. And 75 divided by 5 with all these 5s for change, it equals 15. So here we're back here at the Tarot Devil. I'm like, I don't know. I don't get it. Which is very different for me, because usually I can see some of these vibrational reasonings. This is not making any sense. All right, I'm going to get some water and see what you all think. And then I'll show you how to get a personal vibrational number from Update. Oh my gosh. Well, and we, oh man, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. Exactly, Josh. All 15 fives in that. Yeah. Yeah, it's very crazy. It very much is crazy and does not make sense. But it's actually pretty on brand. Where the things that like Kendrick Lamar and TDE and PG Lang do, it it feels so divine because it's very much in vibrational flow, whether they're meaning to do it or not, or just listening. Um, it it very much, you can feel how it's in divine flow. It's in this vibrational flow. There's not many people, not just in the hip hop space, but there's just not many people in general that are that much in vibrational flow. It's very hard to do. You have to be extremely intentional. But we've seen that, like, Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free and even all of PG Lang and TDE are very intentional in what they're doing and why and what they say. That's why you don't see them like slipping up and like saying something that's not intentional. Like everything you hear from them, you see from them, everything you get from them is very intentional, strategic, and intentional. And when you're not, you're just not, and you could feel it. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna do real quick. We'll add down here. So 6 9 plus God. Ew. I don't even want to put a big G. It's a little g God. This is 26. This is 95. 95 divided, another 5. 95 divided by 5 is 19. So 19 fives. What in the world is up with all of these freaking fives? Why are you wanting to ask the universe to bring you this much change when you don't want to change? Very counterintuitive, but whatever. Oh, hi, Di. It's so good to see you. Thank you for being here. Okay, so let's look at how you can see how these dates resonate for you specifically. So, if there's a particular date, so like we already looked at on your astrological chart, so like today is a really big day. In that Uranus is moving into Gemini. It's bringing revolution, revolt, unexpected change, but also innovation and technology into the spaces of communication. We saw that we can look and see where it specifically is in your chart by looking at the house that you have Gemini. In numerology, if you want to take a particular date, so in this case, May 15th, 2026, we just did that and we saw that it's resonating at a 30 itself. But if you want to see how it's working with your own vibration, how is that day vibrating for you? You take your birth month So you do your birth month plus your birth day, not the whole birthday, but just the day you were born. And you add that to the date number. And then that gives you your personal day vibration. So let's look at what is the personal day vibration for hip hop. So generally, this day of May 15th is resonating at 30. Hip hop was born in August, so that's 8. On the 11th, and then we take this 30 and we put it in there. And so then 8 plus 11 plus 30 gives us 49. Which when we add those up, we get 13, which goes to a 4. So while in general, everybody is encountering this energy of this enhanced growth, hip hop specifically is experience this enhanced growth as a transformation. And because we've been talking about the tarot so much, in the tarot, this 13 is the card of death. So this is a day where huge transformations can happen. A transformation is a change that you cannot come back from. So in hip hop, there will be changes that will never be the same. Things will never be the same after this. They will focus in on ending cycles. So ending these old ways of doing things. So the transformation is going to be around ending some of these old things and changing the foundations of hip hop. Because it's one day, it's not like this one day, this big, huge change is going to happen. It's that this one day will be a pivotal point. Like if you look at a timeline and you see how a transformation is happening or how something is coming along, and there's those key events that happen, the 15th could be a key date of a big, huge transformation that changes the foundations of how things are done or how things are seen. Which is very interesting. Because has there been, so what's coming up is, has there ever been a time where there's been a blackout of like an album or within hip hop where the culture as a whole just refuses to accept something? Because it's always been a voice of revolution. It's always been a voice of the oppressed. But something on this day could change or contribute to change the foundations of how things are done in the hip hop space. So interesting. Interesting. Okay. I you know what? It would be hilarious. I I honestly don't think it's going to happen. because I've looked at the vibrational patterns of Kendrick Lamar's releases, and even without Baby Keem's Casino album coming out already this year, um it's the springtime, so like this time next year, that is like very bright. But I do think we could potentially see something at the World Cup, because there's already been those rumblings that PG Lang is going to be at the World Cup. Yeah. Yeah. I Cuz it's just cuz remembering and thinking about how Kendrick, TDE, PG Lang, Dave Free are very intentional. Very intentional. Yeah, exactly, Josh. Like it feels like it could be something like that, but it would be like within a performance, like at the World Cup. It's already something planned. It's something that's already planned, which is like funny because it's like, why would you choose May knowing that there's already these rumblings of them being at the World Cup in June? Because June and July is when the World Cup is, and actually on June 19th, so Juneteenth is when the World Cup is in Seattle and Santa Clara, California. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But it feels like if there was something that was going to um, happen, it would already be planned. It would already be intentional and very strategic, outside of what anybody else is doing. And because even with that whole battle, Kendrick didn't get pushed to release when everybody else wanted him to release. He actually waited, and it was very intentional and strategic. And the way those things were released, it was very strategic. Even with GNX, with it's very strategic. Even with Baby Keem's Casino, it was very planned, very intentional, very strategic. So even if we don't see it, even if it feels like, oh, it's an unexpected snippet, it's an unexpected drop, it's an unexpected thing, which is the vibration of Uranus. So we could definitely see a lot of unexpected things happening over the next 7 years. Um, but even if it's unexpected to us, it's not unexpected to him or to them. Like they are very intentional and very strategic. Okay, okay. Oh, but what is interesting about you saying that, this just like came to mind. The universe was like, wait. So we just saw that um the album name resonates at 45. What also resonates at 45 is bodies. So, Josh, you might be onto something. It's the same vibration, same vibrational flow there. Yeah. But I do think it would be aligned with something that's already planned. Because I think that's also what drives all of these other people, all these other artists, crazy about Kendrick is that he's so intentional and strategic that it's not about them. Like it's about them, but it's not about them. Yeah, exactly, Josh. Yep, you can add that. Add that to Quickie's reading. Okay, let me grab these and we'll look at these and then get our number for the week. Oh man, I've been on here a long time. I've been talking too much. I've been talking a lot today. It's okay though. And actually, in about 15 minutes, actually less than that, in about 10 minutes, is when Uranus is going to be starting to cross over that line between Taurus and Gemini. So we'll be together. We'll see if we see what we feel. I've been feeling it for weeks though, making me feel all sick to my tummy. All right, let's take this away, and we can. No, I'm gonna grab this part. Stop it. Okay, we're gonna go put this over here, and let's do this one first. Make it a little bigger. Making it big. All right. Okay. So when we use our little code of A equals 1 all the way to Z equals 26, we get, and we've already seen that this phrase hip hop is 100. And sport is interesting because it's 88. We've seen this 88 come up a lot, but also H is 8. So even like hip hop here is resonating this 88 already. 88 is also the numeric vibration of the words clarity and the word vision. It's also Elizabeth. Just so you know. But then when we add in here, this takes us to 89. And 89 is the numeric vibration of the word unity. So hip hop is a sport, is the same vibration as hip hop is unity. Interesting, interesting. And then if we add this together, where we get 100 plus 89, this gives us this very special vibration of 189, and it's very special because when we add up these vibrations, it gives us 18, which goes to 9. We don't have that in other vibrations, where it's these same two vibrations that are resonating very strongly, or 3 if you want to look at each of the individual digits. 189 is the numeric vibration of the word opportunity. So in recognizing that hip hop is a sport, it is opening it up to opportunity, where we have this word unity right here in it. So that's a good one. Also, 189 is vibrant numerals. Woo! Vibrant numerals resonates at 189. And I chose that name because I wanted to open up people to an opportunity to interact with the vibrations and learn from vibrations. That it was our time to have that opportunity because we are needing to use vibrations more in whatever this new earth, whatever is coming. We need to be very aware of these vibrations and how to use them and how to work with them. My phone was about to die. I used the calculator too much. Okay. Kind of cool, right? Let's look at this one. So, if you looked in my journal, this is how a lot of my entries look. Where I start with one word. Here, I'll make it bigger so you can actually see it. So you're not blinded. Oh, I can't make it bigger because I took away that other part. Sorry. Um Oh yeah. You're right, Josh. That's so interesting. Yes, LT. We'll look at that right after this. That's an interesting date. Okay, yeah, we'll look at it right after this. So when you look in my journal, if you were ever to look in my journal, which I don't know who would want to because it looks crazy. It's a bunch of words with numbers and pictures and not a typical journal. I mean, you might find it interesting for a few minutes and then get overwhelmed that I have so many because I fill a journal. Usually, typically, it's like I fill a journal in about 3 months. But when I'm in a time like right now where there's a lot of heightened energy, like this journal I started on April 7th, and I'll probably finish it next week. So it'll probably only last till the end of April. So, you know what I spend my money on? Journals. But it typically looks like this because um, we get a lot of information by looking at the vibrational layers. So let's do that here. So the first vibrational layer would be looking at these two words separately. Yeah. So let's see. GHOST. So for ghost, it is 69, which is funny because we just looked at 69 God. And then writer is WRITER, which is 93, which we've seen today already because 93 is the numerical vibration of Saturn. So, of this energy of the planet of responsibility and karma. So, go figure. Um, then the second layer would be to add these together, which is 162. There's a lot of nines here. So 162 adds up to 9, but then we have a 9 here and we have a 9 here. Um, so a lot of ending of things, ending cycles, ending the way things are done in this word ghostwriter. Interesting. All right, so then let's add a layer by adding the word the to 162. And that gives us 195. And 95 is the numeric vibration of the planet named Neptune. And Neptune is the planet of illusion and delusion. So that makes sense. Uh-oh. I need to go wipe my nose. I just noticed my nose is running. I got allergies. All right. Let me go wipe my nose. And I'll be back. All right. You can still hear me. I'll still talk. But I gotta wipe my nose. So all right, you know what? I don't think you want to hear me blow my nose. Or trying to get up and out of this freaking chair. All right, I'll be back. Okay. Luckily, everything is close here. Oh, I gotta turn on. Let me go. Sit down again. Find the webcam. All right. I think. Let me get this on. All right. There we go. Okay. Hi. I'm back. No more runny nose. Oh man. And actually, when I'm working with energy and I'm getting messages, the third eye is connected, right there with your sinuses. So I usually get a runny nose. I usually am not on here long enough for you all to see it, though. So I apologize for my booger face. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway. So the ghostwriter is resonating with this 95. Um and well, this 195. And this also is one that we've seen already, where this is a 15 vibration again. So not only does it have the 95 of that Neptune with the illusion, but now we're seeing this 15 again of that tarot card, the devil. The devil. It's the devil. Then we could add another E on here. And this now will become exactly 200 because E is 5. So the ghostwriter is now invoking a double dose of this God, universe, higher power energy. And it's trying to promote the end of division. That's interesting. So what else do you want to add on here? I think maybe we should look at blame, but it feels like it's specific. So what do you think? To blame the ghostwriter or blaming the ghostwriter? Which one? I'll catch up in chat while you decide. Oh, LT, let me know what's happening with the video, and we could try and figure out how you can send it to me. I can also make a folder, but yeah, just remind me in Discord, and we can figure out how I can get it. Okay, Josh. Okay, let's look at to blame. And do you want the ghostwriter or the ghostwriter? Or we could do both. We could actually look at the ghostwriter and then add that extra E. Why don't we do that? So to blame. Woo! Ghostwriter. I don't know why I made that sound. Just felt like it needed to come out of my body. Which is funny. Okay. Oh, I know why. Okay. All right. I'm going to have to do this really quick. Because, whoa. All right. I don't know what you all are thinking about. Like, if you're thinking about, like, Koala's video on how the ultimate ghostwriter was Tupac or what, but there's, like, spirits coming in. I'm not trying to talk to them. I'm already tired. I can't do it today. Maybe we could do it another day, but I can't today. So I'm gonna try and ignore them. Stop thinking about them. Stop it. Okay, I think this was a good choice because look at this. So, I need a color. There we go. Blame resonates at 33. 33 is the same is the same numerical vibration as the word the. So blame ghostwriter is the same as the ghostwriter. So all of this blame ghostwriter is that 195 again. And then if we do the 195 plus 2, which is 20 plus 15, this whole thing, wow, that's a little bit creepy. So this whole thing adds up to 230. And I say it's creepy because this 23 is the numeric vibration of the phrase I am. And this 0 is the one vibration we can't control. This is God, universe, higher power. So in this case, this 230 is resonating as I am God. So whoa. So, whoa. Like, that feels like sacrilege. Like, whoa. Like, you're pulling from this energy of feeling like and believing that you are God to blame this ghostwriter that you believe so highly that this is going to work because you truly believe that you are God. Not that you're a God, but that you are God. That's creepy. Yeah. Yeah. But also, look at this. It's another 5. And oh my gosh, this is creepy. Man, I don't want to take your suggestions anymore. You be bringing out creepy shit. Now I'm spooked by my own stuff. Just kidding. but if we do 230, um, there's another 5. And we've been seeing all these crazy 5s, right? So if we do 230 divided by 5, it equals 46, which is the same vibration as a Iceman. Ew! I'll let you take that in for just a second and then I'm getting it off my screen because yuck. This energy does not feel right. It does not feel like we should be dealing with this. It feels like I need to get this off my screen because whatever energy this is invoking, it's real gross. It's real nasty work. It feels really gross. You know what it feel? Oh, gross. It feels like um doing a ritual to try and force things to happen the way you want it. And you really believe it's going to happen. Ew, no. Okay, I'm getting water. I need to get it out of my head. Make it go away. Oh no. That is not what I wanted to hear. That's not what I expected. I need a good song to sing. Moving on up. There we go. That'll be better. We can move up in vibration because that felt, whoa, gross. Moving on up. Ooh. Ew. I did not expect that. I did not like that at all. Nope. No, thank you. We had too much talk about the devil and all kinds of stuff today. Oh my gosh. That's funny, Josh. That actually helps. And good. We don't have to end with that because LT gave us another date to look at. So let's look at April 18th, 1775. So, first things first, I'm the realist, in case you didn't know. I crack myself up. We already talked about today with 1990s. We're here in the 1770s. We have this double 7 here, which is the numeric vibration of the word power, but also the word wound. Oh my gosh, singing while I was drinking water, it gave me the hiccups. I'm going to try not to hiccup. I'm going to will it away. Oh man. So everything in these 1770s, which is interesting because this is the year before the United States was established. This also, yeah. Oh my gosh. This this also in this year was when Uranus was in Gemini. So where we have Uranus moving into Gemini today for 7 years. During this time, during this date, was also when Uranus was in Gemini. Every time Uranus is in Gemini, the United States is at war. So during this time, it was the American Revolution. Uranus is that vibration of unexpected change and revolution. Gemini is communication. But Uranus plus Gemini like their names, is 151, which is the numeric vibration of the word revolution. So already we got some major things happening right now. Just in this year. Also in this year, yeah. Oh my oh my gosh. We can't even get to the addition of this. So also in this year we had Pluto. So the planet of transformation was in Capricorn. So this is Pluto is transformation, and Capricorn is in structures and systems. And the United States was born out of this vibration of Pluto in Capricorn, where the United States becoming an independent country was part of this vibration of transforming the structures and the systems of the world. The other thing to note is that when something is born out of a particular vibration, so when something is started in a particular vibration and it is built out of that vibration, the only way you could break it or change it is with that same vibration. So Pluto in Capricorn is when the United States was born. So the United States was born out of this energy. We saw this again. This only happens every like 248 to 250 years later. So we just saw this again, this Pluto in Capricorn, in 2022. Actually, all the way to. Oh, okay. Nope. So, being told to correct this, that Pluto in Capricorn came again in 2008, and it stayed in Capricorn until 2026. So in this time period, there were other entities, other people, other businesses, other entities, other cultures, other things, other ways of being, other thinking that was also born out of Pluto in Capricorn. Those things that were born out of this Pluto in Capricorn, they are the ones that will be able to completely dismantle these structures and systems that were born out of the United States when Pluto was in Capricorn during this time. Also, um, for anything born in 2022, yep, that whole year, um, its energy is going to be even stronger connected to the United States and these structures and systems that were built, because this is when the United States had its Pluto return. This is when there was an examination of the transformations that were done with the conception and the birthing of the United States of America. this in 2022 was when it was re-examined, and these structures and systems that were not for the greater good started to dismantle. Good gosh, there's a ton. Because now, also, what's coming up, because of this wound, is this Chiron in Aries. So during this time, also, is when Chiron was in Aries, the wound was in the space of the identity. And again, anything that is born out of an energy is best dismantled and is fully dismantled by that same energy. So the United States was born out of this Chiron and Aries, but also hip hop was. So all of the wounds that are inflicted from the United States on its own people and in others can be healed and dismantled by hip hop or anything that came out of that same Chiron and Aries space. This one's not as strong because Chiron would be in Aries about every 50 years. So the United States has had five, of course it's five Chiron returns, five opportunities to take responsibility and heal this wound that it has not. So it's only had one Pluto return. This is, oh my gosh, this is the Uranus return for the United States, and that happens every 84 years. So this is the fourth or the fifth. This may be the fifth Uranus return also. So this is a jam-packed date. Big time. Yep. Yep. Exactly, LT. Seeing the pieces here. Cuz also this whole Pluto return, like this whole time. So like from like where we see like from that 2009, because we talk about like Kendrick and Drake starting really around 2009. That's in this whole time frame of invoking this energy that's meant to bring transformation to the structures and the systems that were built by the United States. Yes, exactly. Exactly. We had the GNX tour in 2025. We have the casino tour that's 2026. But yeah, 2026 also we had some of that GNX tour. This Pluto in Capricorn, it ended in the end of 2025. It was like January 2026. So this is like January. So very early 2026 this year. And Pluto moved into Aquarius, where Aquarius is the sign and the energy of revolution and the people. Ooh wee. My goodness. So then we need to look at this a couple of different ways. Where 18 here is this strong vibration of 9. Also because 18 is this 9 plus 9. So we already have this strong vibration of needing to end cycles. And cycles are anything about the way of thinking, the way of doing things, any of these repeat patterns and habits. And for this to be happening in this 4th month, where 4 is all about the foundation of things. So with this 4 and this 18 together, it's bringing an ending to the foundations of things. It's ending the cycles that have built the foundations. And we see this even when we add this together, because we get this 22, where 2 is ending the divisions. It's ending the polarizations. It's ending the duality. So you get a double dose of ending divisions, ending dualities, ending polarizations that are embedded in the foundations of things. So it's getting rid of those, it's ending those so that a new foundation can be built. And then that goes along with this actual year. Because when we add up these digits of the year, oh my gosh, I'm like running out of colors like really quick. When we add this up, we get 20. So look here, what we end up having, we have 22 next to 20. So this is this date. So on this date, we have this God, universe, higher power energy, invoking this necessity to this 2 energy of ending divisions, polarizations, duality. This is what this day was invoking. 222 is also the numeric vibration of the opportunity. So it's opening up the space to have vibrational and energetic opportunities. And what are we having these opportunities towards? That's what we get to when we do 22 plus this 20, which gives us 42. 42 is the numeric vibration of the word self. So we have the opportunity that is enhanced and supported by God, universe, to build the self. But it's to build the self out of not division, so the ending of division, and a new foundation. Man, LT always be bringing that heat. Yes. Yep. Yeah, you're right, Josh. And then it was that 42 that we talked about before. And then what's coming up right now? it looks so okay. So how it wants to be written is 42 like this. 42 is two of these 21s, where 21 is directly linked to this 777 energy, but it wants to be written like this. So it's this, oh, because this 777 energy, um, oh, let me go look at, let me find our thing from yesterday. Where I wrote it out. Let me see if I can find it. Mm, we'll see if I can find it. If I can't, um, yep, here it is. So right now we have Saturn and Neptune in Aries. Pluto's in Aquarius. Jupiter is in Cancer. Uranus is moving into Gemini today, and that is adding up to this 777. So it's these astrological, universal, bringing in this 7-7 energy. And so, from what this is saying, is that we have this 7-7 energy is coming in from the past or from history, and it's coming in from the future, because this 7-7 energy, like what's happening right now, it's April 25th, 26th, so today and tomorrow, all the way to June 30th. So this energy is coming from the past and from the future, and it's conjoining here in this moment. And both of these are threes of pushing for and bringing growth. So we're growing, vibrationally growing, energetically growing, both from the lessons of the past coming back in, and from the energy that is being brought to us to propel us forward into the future. Woo wee! I hope you got all that. That was a lot. Good, though. You always bring some good stuff to look at. Very vibrationally dense. And you know what? LT, it wasn't on this day, but actually on Monday, the 20th. I think it was Monday Monday the 20th. There was a 7.4 earthquake in Japan, off the coast of Japan. So really close to that same date. Creepy. Universe sending some big huge messages. Creepy. I'm trying to listen to see if there's anything else. I don't think so. Okay, I don't think there's anything else tied to this, but speaking about that earthquake, that actually brought something up. So if we look at April 20th, 2026, um, this adds up to 34. And that was a 7.4. So when we have like a earthquake where it has the point in the middle, you sometimes work with it together. So this could be a 74 if those vibrations are working together in that way, or it could be 7 plus 4. In this case, it's 7 plus 4. But if we do 7 plus 4, we're back at that 45 again. Ooh, whoa. Exactly. Exactly, LT. That's actually what I was thinking about too. Yep. Yeah. So you may want to look a couple days after and a couple days before, especially because the message is coming through to say that it's these time points. I don't even know where I put it. These time points from the past and the future that are coming together. So widen your range just slightly. Just slightly. Okay. Now I really need to go eat and rest. Because that is a lot of energy to move. We've been here a long time. It was great, though. This was great. Great, 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 great. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. I'm going to go get our wheel. Let me get our wheel so we can spin for the vibration for the week. Mm. Aha, there it is. It probably was like, you forgot all about me. All right, we ready to spin the wheel? See what vibration we get for the week? Ugh. Okay, here we go. Hope you're ready. Because we're going to spin that wheel. I was trying to make the wheel sound. Oh, interesting. The first time that I think this is the first time we've gotten a 2-digit number instead of a 3-digit number. And we've had this 69 come up before. This will be a great way to end. All right. So, the vibration we are looking for this week is 69. I know you all are very in tune to 69 already, so you should be able to find it. Because if you're anything like me, it makes you giggle every time you see it. But one thing that's interesting is that 6 plus 9 is that 15. So we're again getting this 15 to come into the space. We could see this as time because we could see it as 609. So that's how you would see it as a time. But it feels like it's more often going to be in this form. You could also look for the themes. Where the themes are around, we have this 9 again of ending cycles. And when you're ending cycles, to examine the comfort zones. So to look, where are we too comfortable? Because as we end these cycles, it'll be clear where we are too comfortable. I don't think I changed it. Are you still looking at the wheel? Yep. There we go. My bad. I started writing. I forgot to change it over. Okay, so ending cycles to examine these comfort zones. So as these behaviors, these ways of thinking are ending, it also is bringing an end to some of these comfort zones, some of these things that we've been comfortable with that we really should not be comfortable with. And once we realize that, then it's getting us to this place where we are now having to make a decision. We're making a choice between bondage and freedom. So once we know we are in bondage to a comfort zone, that this comfort zone has kept us in bondage, we have a choice to remain in bondage. So we stay thinking that way, doing those things, letting that behavior continue, or we stop it and move out of it into a place of freedom. This, based on this choice, then brings us to a new set of comfort zones. Now, just because these are new comfort zones, it doesn't mean that they're brand new. Because if you choose to stay in bondage to your old ways of doing things, your old ways of thinking, then these are the old comfort zones just in a new package. They might look different, but they're still the same. So now you get to document all week long wherever you see the number 69 and the vibration 69. And we'll talk about it more next week. That's a good way to end, with a good little giggle. Well, thank you so much for being here. This was a long one, but it was good. I had fun. Thank you so much for being here. If you didn't hit the like button on your way in, please hit it on your way out. I will definitely be live again on Twitch on Wednesday. And then I'll be back here on YouTube on Friday and Saturday next week. And just look out. Sometimes I just feel like going live, and so I do. On Twitch or YouTube. So we'll see. All right. Well, enjoy this energy that's coming in with Uranus and Gemini. See how you can be strategic and intentional in using it. And I love you so much, and I'll see you soon. I appreciate you. Thank you. Bye.